Varun Goyal joining us now. Varun, a very good afternoon to you. Thanks so much for being with us on Countdown. Markets just toying with 6,300, Varun.
Good afternoon, Abha. I think the markets are trading very close to their fair valuations. We are trading almost 15 to 16 times FY12 earnings. Then we will not expect a lot of upside from these levels. At the same time, we don't think there are a lot of reasons for a very significant downside also. So our sense is the markets, especially the Sensex and Nifty, might trade in a plus minus 5% range for some time. Although we still see some upside in the mid-cap stocks. So I think from now, this point onwards, it's going to be more stock specific. It's going to be more bottom-up stock picking that's going to create value for the investors, at least for the next couple of quarters.
Okay, the consumer durable space, Varun, whether it's Gitanjali, whether it's Titan, of course, which has the majority of weightage on that index and has been powering away over 5% today, but even the other counters like a Gitanjali or a VIP are also buzzing. Within that space, we've all been, listening and hearing to the entire consumer-driven story that's going to play out over the next few quarters or years, but any specific picks?
Well, I think if you look at the consumption-driven stories, it's very difficult to find value in most of the large cap and mid cap names. I think some of the names that you mentioned are trading at ridiculous valuation. And to be buying at this price, it takes a lot of courage to do that right now. I think although from a longer term perspective, these companies would probably create still 20-25% kind of upside. But I would wait for some kind of a correction before doing any serious buying in each of these spaces. I think if you look at the FMCG space, if you look at specific consumption stories targeted at middle income India, like be it gym chains, be it pizza chains, restaurant chains, all of them are fantastic long-term stories, but one would want to wait for some kind of a correction before taking a call on that.
Right, the auto pack as well, Varun, while everyone has been sort of saying how it's run up so much of late, whether it's at Tata Motors, where of course we have still been debating how much value is left there. Mahindra has also run up quite a lot today, once again hitting a new 52-week high there. How much further do you see this story being driven as well? Because month on month we are seeing record sales coming in. There really doesn't seem to be any kind of slowdown that's apparent in the space, apart from maybe a Maruti that's under some amount of pressure also due to competition and of course pressure on their margins.
Well, I think as far as the auto space is concerned, the demand has clearly surprised everyone on the positive. I think even the manufacturers have been taken by the surprise. The demand, our sense is the domestic demand will continue to be in excess of 20% for both, four-wheelers and two-wheelers as well as commercial vehicles. So as far as the four-wheeler space and the commercial vehicle space is concerned, we still see some value for longer-term investors. I still think, that with the softening of commodity prices, the pressure on margins might ease off to some extent, and also at the same time, because the demand is so high, all the manufacturers seem to be having pricing power at this point of time. So clearly, for medium to long-term investors, there's still value to be had here. The only constraint is that some of the manufacturers have hit capacity constraints because they didn't foresee the kind of demand. So and at the same time, some of the suppliers and the ancillary units also are facing capacity constraints. So it remains to be seen on how much of capacity can be met. But as far as demand is concerned, it remains extremely buoyant, and we would expect these companies to continue to deliver value to shareholders from a medium to long-term perspective.
All right, and talking about
profit and revenue numbers came out, and then when the internals started shaping up, then the market took a bit of a negative view, because minutes of usage, average revenue per user, those kind of metrics, if you look at them, then the numbers are a little below expectations. Varun, overall sense on telecom, we are yet to hear from Reliance Communications, but do these stocks offer a opportunity if you're willing to hold them on for the next 1 year?
Well, I think for the last 4 quarters, these companies have been struggling, especially on the profitability side. If you look at the companies which have declared results so far, there is a clear pressure on EBITDA margins. I think with the newer players now fighting a battle for survival, I think next 2-3 quarters are going to see a bloodbath where the weaker players will move out and the stronger ones will survive. So I think there's still some time before profitability returns to the sector. I think all the players are chasing the top line at the cost of bottom line at this point of time. I think with the 3G launch next month, what we hear is that most of the players plan to go in for very aggressive pricing and various schemes. So I think the industry is still 3 to 4 quarters away from some kind of consolidation and a return back to profitability. Till that point of time, we'll stay away from the sector as a whole.
All right, Varun, of course, Bharti numbers today in line with estimates. They weren't expected to be spectacular this time around. And as expected, operating margins and profits did take a little bit of a hit. All right, so that's really the action on the telecom front this afternoon. Varun, before we let you go, let me just get a sense from you as well of any specific picks, any stock sectors you want to leave us with for today?
Well, I think for medium to long-term investors, there's still a lot of value in mid-cap private sector banks, NBFCs. We see a lot of good numbers coming from pharmaceutical space, when you would expect that sector to continue to do well. A lot of stocks in auto and auto ancillary space also are showing very robust earnings. In fact, if you look at the two best sectors from an earnings perspective, there were clearly the financials and automobiles. So we continue to be very bullish on that space from medium to long term.
All right, Varun, thanks so much for joining us and taking us through some of what you find attractive in the markets at this point. Varun Goel joining us there. Quick check on also the numbers, the heavyweight numbers that have come in yesterday.